Hello, friends, and welcome to Shuddy Uppy, Let's Talk King and Queens podcast. My name is Steve Lott, and we have an exciting show for you today. I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Dusty Salisbury, famous for his hilarious King and Queens TikTok reenactments with his family. Dusty, how are you tonight?
What's up, you demented old circus monkeys? I am doing fantastic tonight. How are you guys doing?
You know, we're doing well. Before we introduce our guest, we do have a rating and review that we'd like to read. This one comes from Chris Powell. He actually emailed us. So somebody is listening to me and listening to, we do have an email address, kingofqueenspodcast@gmail.com.
Finally, an email.
Chris says, love the show. I'm working hard to catch up on the show. I've only recently discovered you guys. Just finished the episode with Dusty's lovely wife, Andrea. Keep up the good work. Also, I don't want to ramble, but I have to tell you something on the show I find hilarious every time. And Steve, you might not find this so funny. I live in Powhatan, Virginia, about 30 miles west of Richmond. And the way New Yorkers say Maryland is hilarious to me. So apparently I just said it, apparently I say Maryland funny. Not making fun of it, just so different. The episode where they get the invitation to the wedding and the way Doug says it 3 or 4 times in the scene makes me and my wife laugh so hard. Oh my God, it's in Maryland. So I guess, I'd love to get this person on and just figure out how they say Maryland.
Yeah.
It's the little things that makes me love the King of Queens. Anyway, just wanted to share with you both, and I'm excited to keep listening and finally catch up. So Chris, thank you very much. We do appreciate you listening and liking the show.
How do you say Maryland?
Maryland. Yeah. I mean, you're from North Carolina, so which is closer to Virginia than me. So
yeah.
Anyway, on to our guest. I'm very excited. Very excited. She's the creator, executive producer, and series director of Donna on the Go, which was submitted for 8 Emmy nominations in 2018. She was submitted for outstanding writing and direction in a comedy series. The show itself was submitted for outstanding short form series, comedy, or drama. It has been submitted again for Emmy consideration in 2019. She's an actress and a singer musician who began her career at the age of 5 doing theater and commercials in Chicago. She was a member of Second City and moved out to Los Angeles to pursue a recording contract with her band. She's appeared on many primetime shows, including Will and Grace, The Middle, Ellen, and had recurring roles on King of Queens and Seinfeld as a coffee shop waitress. She also works as an acting and dialogue coach for many award-winning actors, including Margot Martindale, Richard Dreyfuss, Patricia Heaton, and Molly Shannon. Please welcome Peggy Lane O'Rourke to the podcast. Peggy, thank you
guys.
very much for coming on the show. We are doing
I'm glad
great.
I finally got hooked up.
I know we were having a couple of technical difficulties before. Woo! Hopefully this does make it out to our audience eventually. If not, we're going to have a nice conversation between the three of us. But I am recording. So yeah. So hopefully this all works out. First
fingers
of all,
crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. So Peggy, what are you doing these days? Besides all this great stuff I just read
we kind of most production got sidelined, of course, with the pandemic, so we haven't been able to film. When you say low, there's low budget and there's like no budget.
Okay.
We would fall into the latter. So to have the appropriate COVID protocols on set, it's about a quarter or a fifth of a show's budget.
Wow.
In other words, if you're doing an episode, say for $1 million a week, it's approximately $250,000 to have COVID protocols, a COVID team, COVID compliance team, testing, results, all that. So for what little money I'm able to raise, you'd like it to go to your production and your production values, since we're not a studio. It's me and my laptop,
Right. Absolutely.
So I've been just busy writing up more ideas for that and fleshing out a feature script that I have. And I'm very active in my union, SAG-AFTRA, and we had a recent election. Most of my day was spent Zooming, again, with many issues. It's like a theme for the day.
Yeah, right.
But I'm on the local board here in Los Angeles. I'll be a delegate, and that really means a lot to me.
Awesome. That's great.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So we, first of all, again, thank you for coming on the show.
Of course. Thanks for asking.
And for those of us who, or those of the people out there who haven't listened before, me, this is their first time. What we do is we ask our guests trivia about the particular episode, and basically what happened during the show for the most part. And then we talk about, our favorite parts of the show and quotes and ponderings of it. And then we review and rate the episode. So are you up for it, Peggy?
Bring it on.
Bring it on. I love it. I love the enthusiasm.
This is gonna be awesome.
This is gonna be great.
This is what's funny. Like, this is gonna be like one of my favorite episodes that we do, because a lot of people don't know who, because we're doing the Emotional Rollercoaster episode. A lot of people don't know who the strawberry ice cream cone is. Everybody still thinks it's a guy under that.
Right.
So it's going to be awesome to be talking. I mean, you had several roles in King of Queens, but a lot of people are still like scratching the head. Who is under the strawberry ice cream suit? So this.
I know it's funny. Patton posted a picture once, and I said, "Hey, that's me," and everybody was like, "Oh my God, it's a girl!" That was the joke. Chocolate's the guy. Strawberry's the girl.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
And once I do want to ask you about the suit and everything like that, and in the show and all that. But first, I just want to get the formalities out of the way.
Okay.
We are going to be going over season 8, episode 19, entitled Emotional Rollercoaster. It was written by Michael J. Whitehorn, David Litt, and Amy Gershwin. Directed by Rob Schiller, and it originally aired on April 10th, 2006. So over 15 years ago.
It doesn't seem that long, honest.
You blink your eyes and you're there, right?
Damn. Yeah.
Episode synopsis: it's Doug's birthday, and Carrie begins to try to make Doug realize that he should start wanting to do more with his life. So Doug decides he wants to ride a roller coaster that he was too afraid to ride when he was younger. So a hilarious ensues, as I always say, and let's begin. At the beginning of the episode, what birthday is Doug celebrating at what
that's
age?
easy. The big 4-0.
The big 4-0, which I actually turned 40 this year, and
Oh wow.
Yeah, back
Happy
in April.
4-0.
Yeah. Thank you. It's definitely a different birthday. Dusty's not in the 4-0 club
I'm only
yet,
34.
Yeah, yeah.
But so what gift does Arthur give Doug?
Arthur. Oh God, Arthur gave him. See, there's a grasper, but I don't think that was him. I think it was the record. It was a stereo record.
Yes.
Yeah, it had a big stereo on it. Yeah.
Well, welcome to stereo.
Yeah. One side was like a bowling ball or something. I forget.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Arthur probably just grabbed it from his collection downstairs.
I'm sure. Didn't even whack a bow on it, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Next question, you pretty much answered it. What does Danny give to Doug?
Oh, I don't think they called it a grabber. I think they called it a grasper.
Very good. Very good. Bonus points. Where did Danny get what was the name of the store that Danny bought it from? He does mention.
I know it wasn't anything, because everything was Eddie. Was Crazy Eddie or Lazy? I think Lazy Eddie.
There you
Boom,
go.
right on the nose. Boom,
Sweet,
right on the
sweet.
nose. You are kicking butt. You got the bonus points and everything.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I do want to do a little sidebar here
Sure.
because I think I've read about it before, but I did notice it.
Mhm.
Spence, Patton Oswalt just stands in this scene. He just stands there like still not moving
Right.
the whole scene. I don't know if anybody noticed it. If you
Yeah.
guys noticed it at all.
I remember that because it almost looked like hello. You know?
Yeah, it was almost like
Yeah, and when they cross over into the kitchen, he's still there.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
And it's almost like it's definitely weird. It's almost like a little creepy,
I don't know if he was like setting the stage. I could fall in love with a cone. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was, but yeah, I remember it.
You do remember it. Okay.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Dusty, you remember that? Or did you
I
pick up
do.
on that?
Yes, because I every time I watch that episode, I always think like, man, he said nothing that whole scene, and he's like one of the main characters of King of Queens. Like they had, Gary Valentine saying something and Victor Williams saying something, but Patton Oswalt didn't say anything in that scene.
Yeah, it was definitely weird. And I like I said, I think people have called it out online before, or at least in that group. So
yeah.
Oh, I'm sure they have.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So all right, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one who who saw that.
Well, not on this one.
All right. What is Deacon looking for in the kitchen to try and so Doug can try and catch with the grasper?
Oh, I remember that was marshmallows.
Marshmallows. Man, you are kicking butt.
Heck
You're kicking butt. It's like you've seen this before, or maybe
I may have
maybe you've been in the episode or something. I'm not a big marshmallow guy. I don't know about you guys. Peggy, I don't.
They're okay. Not a favorite.
Yeah.
Nothing beats chocolate. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
True that.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah, absolutely. I like. You know what I like marshmallow. I like marshmallows in like a hot chocolate or something.
Yes.
Oh yeah, when they kind of melt, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
But all right.
That part in that scene was funny when Carrie was like, "Don't use all of them because I got to put Doug's medicine."
That's
I
right.
put Doug's medicine in.
Give him his right. I think it was Lipitor or
Oh,
something.
I was just about to ask you for bonus points. Yeah,
because I remember one of my parents took Lipitor, so that's I remember that.
That sticks with you, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, of course. Like I know that one. That's my parents were in their 80s taking Lipitor, so Doug at 40.
Yeah,
that's a thing.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know what Lipitor. What is that for? Like high blood pressure?
I can't remember if that was high blood pressure or heart now.
Yeah.
My parents at that point were taking quite a lot of medicine.
Oh man.
So but like that rang a bell.
Excellent. All right. Now I'm sorry. Carrie, sorry, I don't know why I blanked on Carrie's name. Carrie's upstairs with Doug, and they're about to go to bed. And Doug reveals what Spence got him. What did Spence get Doug for his birthday?
I remember that. Those are the sexy pills.
So, and they're really, obviously, they're really jelly beans.
Exactly right.
But my wife went in for my 40th, went to go to Spencer's Gifts.
Oh,
do you remember Spencer's Gifts in the mall?
I love Spencer's Gifts. Yeah.
Have you been there lately?
No, I have not.
Apparently it's not the way we remember it. Apparently there's a lot of we'll just say adult items,
real life sexy pills. Yeah.
Apparently.
Oh wow.
She went in there with my teenage daughter and had to walk out.
No.
It was so
got a lot of explaining to do.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Just a heads up.
Good to know.
Good to know. So, all right. What is the name of the roller coaster Doug wants to ride?
Oh, that one's easy. Goliath.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Through it.
Man, we're just going right through this. This is awesome. You guys, Dusty, you a big roller coaster fan or?
heck yes, man. I
Oh.
love roller coasters. And I finally because I took my kids to Disney World 2 years ago, and let's see, my son was 7, or was he 8? He was 7, and he got to ride Splash Mountain. He said he wanted to ride roller coasters, so I let him try out Splash Mountain. Just to because that was an easier ride, and he loved it. And then we went on this Mount Everest Yeti roller coaster, and that was more like spinning and like going faster, and you could tell in his face that he was scared, but when we got off, he wanted to do it again. I mean, he loved it, so I'm glad that he enjoyed it. But now I'm getting older. I got a little dizzy after that ride, because it's been a while since I rode roller coasters, but I love roller coasters. I love rides.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Peggy, same question.
I hate them. I hate them. But I have a great sidebar for you.
Sure.
Kevin was fearless. Like, he never even had a stunt guy. Over the years, he ran full blown into a payphone. I mean, they didn't even pad the side and shoot it like off. He ran smack into it, and he rolled down a hill, and he rolled over the hood of a car. I mean, he was absolutely, the football thing we did, it was like 110 degrees in the valley, and everybody was all suited up, and he was out there absolutely fearless. I've never seen another actor like that.
Wow.
And the only thing that he did not want to do was get on that roller coaster.
Really? Really?
You sit there and you think that's something that most people would do.
Yeah.
And all the other stuff you've been doing for years, most people would not do.
Wow.
Yeah, he really did not want to go.
So he didn't go. Did he get the stunt double to do that?
I think he went at the end, because I think they cut the thing just as it takes off, and it leaves Carrie there.
Yeah.
And then, and then you hear him kind of screaming on the phone, but you don't see him go up and around. But I think he did it at the end of the day with like the hair and makeup people I think they dragged him on, but he did not want to go.
Wow. That is, talk about some inside info. That's why we love to have people from the show on here. We get some good inside stories.
I was very surprised at that. I mean, I don't know that but I worked on the show the entire 9 seasons as I stood in for Leah.
I didn't know. We did not.
Oh, okay. So I was there like all the time. So we would see him do these insane things, and on a regular show, on most shows, you'd protect your number one on the call sheet. You'd get a stunt guy in there, and you'd certainly pad the phone booth. You'd never let an actor actually hit that.
Wow.
You'd put some padding on the back and shoot it from the front so it looked like he did, or but nope, he hit it.
That is crazy. That is awesome. Oh, wow.
That
when you say you stood in for Leah, like what is, if you can just explain that?
Oh, sure. Standing in on a show like that, they call it multi-cameras because you have 4 cameras. So a lot of times you'll be taking the blocking notes, like where they move and everything. So when the cameras come in, you run the scenes for camera while the actors either stay home, or they do their hair and makeup, or they spend time with their kids, or whatever it is that they do. Toward the end of the run, our camera blocking day was a Thursday. Unless there were pre-shoots, Kevin and Leah didn't even come in.
Oh, okay.
And we ran the whole show for them. And that's a little tricky, because you can Harley wants to talk to you too. Harley.
That's great.
She's got her Halloween shirt on. She's in a mood. So a lot of times you would play the parts that weren't cast yet.
Okay.
Like I did this little ice cream cone thing in what they call the network run through, which would have been on a Wednesday, the day before we'd start blocking and shooting. And they had just made the suit. They just sprayed the hell out of the head and everything. And I went to try it on to see how I could make this work and how I could try to make it funny, because I couldn't see. So can I just shrug, or what can I do to, make it kind of cute so he would like her?
Yeah.
And I almost passed out from the paint fumes. I'm like, could you put this on a fan?
Oh my God.
In an hour when we do the run through, I don't die.
Wow.
And they put it on a fan, because I went to the painter, and if you go through like the AD who goes to this and this, it may not get done.
Right.
So I go right to the guy that I know did it because I'm on set and I know who that person is.
Okay.
And Tommy, the standby painter, God bless him, he put a big fan out there and he put the head on the fan, and it wasn't nearly as bad for the run through.
Oh my gosh. That is.
But I mean, whoo!
Yeah. Holy moly. Well,
I
that's.
was standing in their bedroom set, by the dresser,
Yeah.
looking at myself, trying to figure out can I turn the head, and how much can I turn this head? Because eventually there's going to be a body, and I don't know how much motion I'll have. And just, you try to make it work.
So wait, so you were in the ice cream suit in their bedroom?
I was. I just had the head on though.
Just the head.
To try to make it work. Like I'm rehearsing with it. Like Richie, who did the chocolate guy, he just walks in and just shrugs. And I'm like, no, I got a head tilt. I gotta do things. I'm acting.
That is awesome. That is so cool.
That is cool.
I'm sorry. I'm
okay.
That is so cool. I would, you would sometimes. You wish you would have got a picture of that or something. Just the head on, in their bedroom.
I know.
Or whatever.
I don't think my friend Michael got a good picture when we were shooting on Thursday at Magic Mountain.
Okay.
Because it took like a team to get you in and out of this thing.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like you'd have to lay on the ground in a public park. You're laying on the ground, and a bunch of people are going by and they're pulling the cone off, and you got this like unitard on.
Yeah.
And most people aren't in the shape they'd like to be. Like I'm in this like beige unitard, and I'm like, keep walking.
Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah, nothing to see here. But he got a really cool picture of that. I don't have the head on, and you can see that it's me, and it's a funny picture.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, the insight. I love the insight. I really do.
Oh,
that is so cool.
That is so awesome.
All right, I'm gonna zip through the rest of these, and then I want to pick your brain some more. That's great.
Sure.
So they end up going to the amusement park because Doug wants to quit says to Carrie he wants to quit his job because he finds out that she is not happy with her life, so now he's gonna make her suffer.
Right.
So they end up going to the amusement park for Doug to ride the ride. How much was it to get in the amusement park?
Oh, I remember that because Arthur says it was $42 to get in.
Oh, you're so good. You're so good. What tattoo does Doug want Carrie to get on his arm? On her arm, I mean.
I know it's a snake. I think it was a cobra because I'm thinking like Cobra Kai. I think it was a cobra.
You were very specific. I just said snake. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What does Arthur do to get everyone to the front of the line? Him and Deacon and Major.
This was my favorite part of the whole episode. That like he not that he pretended to be handicapped, but the whole wheelchair thing when they go by all those lines and lines and lines of people. Yeah. I just thought that was so funny. And later he's got that sombrero, Arthur. It was really, really funny. And Rob Schiller, who directed almost all the episodes, he did such a good job of setting that up. You see them coming around the corner and you see the Deacon is like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get away with this. That was really funny.
That is funny. Yeah. So, and Deacon ends up calling his bluff.
Right.
And,
right.
They get kicked out of the park.
That's right. And then he cuts immediately to them getting thrown out, which is funny.
Yeah. That's great. Where did Spence and Danny go to try to find chicks?
Oh, boy, that's tough.
Don't overthink it on this one.
Was that the haunted castle?
That was okay. So they did want to go there first. But they do cut to a scene where they're walking out of somewhere.
Oh, that's right. It's just before he meets me. I think he said bird show. Good
ding,
call
ding,
on the bird
ding.
show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. And then he does end up meeting you.
Yes.
What do you give to Spence when he says surprise me?
Oh, that's a good question. By the way, I couldn't see it all. The prop guys had to put like an apple box in there and put it right where I could reach it because I couldn't see a thing.
You just had to feel for it?
Yeah, I think it was a Cocoa Crunch, Chocolate Crunch, Cocoa Crunch.
You are on the money. On the money. Good. That is awesome. Yep, Cocoa Crunch. And the last question, does Spence kiss the ice cream cone with the mask on or off?
Oh, it's on.
It's on.
Oh, it's on. Because I tried to take it off. Oh, no, leave it on.
Well, you burned through trivia, and that's great. So I'm
Yay!
sorry. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Oh, it's okay. I'll tell you another little trivia thing. At the
Please.
very end, when he's like he's telling her all this thing. I really want to I want to be a writer. I think I have a novel in me. That was supposed to be a whole walk and talk. We were supposed to be walking along.
Okay.
But because of the constriction of the little costume, which by the way, I had 2 fittings for, I could barely walk. That's my attempt at a Charlie Chaplin walk to try to make it kind of cute. But I could barely walk. So we couldn't cover the ground that he wanted. So he just made it the 2 of us standing there at the end.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Which I think is funny,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I can't imagine being in that, I mean, I'm sure it's hot to begin with out there.
Yes.
And to be in that suit with the paint fumes and just being that hot. I mean, I don't think I could survive it. So kudos to you.
Not all that much fun. And I have to tell you that Patton was so sweet. He was really, really sweet. And he was like, oh yeah, I used to have to do like costume character work, when I was a kid and all this stuff. And he was always there trying to help me. Are you okay? You need anything? And he was really, really sweet.
Oh, good. Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah. So, I was going to say, what else? Is there any other tidbits from this episode you'd like to share?
From this episode, let's see. Other than I forget. I don't think we closed the park completely. But we had a certain area, like, kind of roped off like a VIP park thing. But it's always funny to me when you see people walking by and looking. I remember there were a few people. There was an older woman that was like looking at everybody like, why is there a camera here? That part was funny. My friend Richie, who's the chocolate cone, he was, you probably already know this, he was the guy in the ride too, 145 seconds of sheer terror, whatever it was.
I did notice that. Yeah.
Of course, at the end, right, he's got his head off.
Yeah.
And Richie's a funny guy. He's one of Kevin's stand-up friends.
Oh, okay.
And so he's been in quite a few episodes.
Oh, okay.
He's been in Grown Ups, wasn't he? No, I'm thinking of somebody else. Never mind. I was thinking he was in Adam Sandler movies also.
Well, no, I think you're right, because Kevin and Adam were always good friends, and they have their guys, and they have their clique of guys that go from show to movie or whatever. Right. And they both did a film together, so I'm sure he did.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Richie's a great guy. He's really nice. We still call each other chocolate and strawberry. He got the easy deal though. His was much easier. You just got to stand there. You have to walk.
Yeah, you had to do all the moving parts and everything. So let me ask you a quick question then. Did they make 2 suits then, or just the one cone and then the 2 heads?
No, 2 suits.
2 suits. Oh, okay.
2 suits.
Wow.
He's taller and bigger. And,
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't,
I know for me, I had 2 fittings, and they wanted to do like a cone and not like a square cone, which would have meant I could have walked. But the cone, it seemed like it fit when I left, and all of a sudden, you try this thing on, you're like, I couldn't reach very far with the hands. It's sort of like dinosaur hands, right?
Yeah, like T-Rex hands. Yeah.
So it's like, I gotta be pretty close for that, whatever I need to do.
Oh, wow.
But I love the episode. I think it's a really funny one.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a really good one.
Arthur's storyline, so funny.
Did you have any favorite quotes or beside, or we already kind of talked about you really like the Arthur storyline. Do you have any favorite quotes from this episode?
I remember a few of them. I really like this episode. Amy Gershwin pretty much wrote it. Okay. And I think it was her first real credited episode because she'd been on staff. and she took a picture with me, my little comb,
That's great.
I remember Carrie saying like going to work in short pants and lugging around packages. I just thought that was the short pants. It's so funny.
That's funny. Oh man. I liked Doug was talking. Was it Doug? Now I'm confused. Doug was talking to Spence or to Deacon, I think. Why don't you sack up and fight the power, Nancy?
I remember that. That was a great line.
Yeah, that was I remember what it was for now, because Deacon was telling him about the management program.
I think he talks to a boil about, right?
Yeah.
She wants a crisis. I will, what do you say, whip something up?
Yeah.
Something, yeah.
Dusty, what about you, bud?
My favorite quote in this episode would probably be the one where Arthur was talking about I feel a miracle coming on, and then Deacon that was probably my favorite part and quote of the episode.
Yep, absolutely.
Funny.
Yeah, Jerry.
Yeah, like what?
Where he's super hilarious.
I like the one where he's they're by the I think it was by the merry-go-round or something. Life is one long line. Except at the end of it, there ain't no merry-go-round or something like that.
I was literally just about to say, I have that one written down myself.
That one's so funny.
Yeah, that one's a classic Arthur line. Sorry, kid. This is life.
I have to tell you, Jerry Stiller is one of the nicest people I've ever met. Just a sweet man. I got to work with him on Seinfeld for 7 years too. And you've never seen anyone prepare so hard. Like, it could be the simplest thing. It could be like 3 or 4 lines. And he would go over and over and over. He'd always be, can you run this with me? Of course I can. And you look at the script. And Kevin used to say this all the time. Kevin used to say, you'd look at Jerry Stiller's script and it would have all these notes and motivation. And I came from here, and this scene happened prior to this scene, and you have all this. And Kevin would say, I've just got my grocery list on mine, my milk or whatever.
That's funny. That's funny.
Lovely, lovely man.
Yeah. Okay. We've talked to a couple other actors, who've been on the show, and they say the same thing. And that's such a pleasure, I'm sure, to be around and to be
so sweet. He would get Christmas presents for the crew. Like, somehow he found out all of our birthdays, which were in the office, which means someone made an effort,
Okay.
And then he got a leather bound version of the New York Times that came out on the day that you were born.
Really?
Gave one to there's like 100 people on the crew list.
Wow.
And then he'd sign it to everybody, and everybody got it personalized from him. Every year you get a Christmas card from Jerry and Ann.
Wow.
Still or Mira,
Wow.
And nobody does that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I've been on a lot of shows. And
Yeah.
saying to you that no one does that.
Wow. That's
awesome.
Yeah.
And I still have it. I treasure that. It's so sweet.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely. So you did mention you were on Seinfeld with with Jerry. So you were on the show, or you worked on the Seinfeld show the whole time it was on? Kind of like with King of Queens?
I came in what they call season 3.
Okay.
So I missed like the Seinfeld Chronicles, which was 4, and then I missed the next 12 or 13. And when they got a full season, I wound up having worked with the ADs, and they switched people, and I got on through them. And I was standing in for Julia most of the time. And because sometimes some of what you do as a stand-in is you are reading for actors that aren't there. If they feel you've done a good enough job, they'll just, okay, if that line's still in there, you got it.
Oh,
and
cool.
Suddenly you're the nurse or the waitress and the smaller parts. They're not going to give you a whole guest star kind of part.
Right.
But you're like, hey, I like this. This makes sense. Instead of going on 50 auditions to get one part, you're there.
That's cool.
Now let me ask.
Mhm.
You were the pedestrian when the other guy were trying to fight over that parking spot.
That's right.
Who was in the wrong?
It people are still talking about because the argument is like, well, if you've gone forward, you technically passed it, right?
Yeah.
So, and that seemed to be a lot of the consensus, but there's other people, you're just lining up. You're just trying to line up to get it.
Yep.
So here's a funny little inside thing about that one that you may know. When we were filming that, it took longer than anticipated to film. So it became dark.
Oh.
That wasn't in the script that they would still be fighting at night.
That is funny.
And
That
then,
is funny.
you know, and then I think that was Andy Ackerman's. I don't think that was Tom. Maybe it was Tom Sharonis. I forget who directed that one. But
Okay.
everybody's standing around with Larry David and Jerry, and they're going, you know, it's even funnier that these idiots are still out there holding their ground at night. And that became one of the funniest things. And it just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
so
they were-
yeah. So that wasn't even planned, like you said. That's
No.
that's so cool.
That was one of the best things about Seinfeld is they would take things that happened, you just, you know, randomly or whatever. And it was even like when they did where they couldn't find the car in the parking garage.
Yeah.
When they did that episode, when they finally went in at the end to start it, it didn't start. And that was not in the script. It was supposed to start and they would drive away. And it's even funnier that after all that, it doesn't start. It's like God
Oh.
is a fan of comedy. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
And then I mean, if you really watch that clip, I'm sure you've probably seen that. You can see, you know, Jason's looking away and you can see their shoulders laughing. And you know, Michael's the only guy that he's in it, man. He hardly ever cracked up.
Oh yeah. Well, he was the one making everyone else crack up, probably.
That's pretty much. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Fun. What about on King of Queens? Who was the cut up on who would always, you know,
Oh, that's
break-
always Kevin. Always Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin would keep going. He did something that I've never seen a lot of people do because he's a stand-up, of course, and you know, he came from that and he knows how to get a laugh. Sometimes what they wrote didn't get a laugh at the end and he would keep going.
Okay.
He just mugging or making a face until he was getting that laugh. He was gonna get it and he got it. He always got it. But you could see him sometimes really work for it, you know.
That sounds like me and my wife.
There
She's not laughing at my jokes. I'm making sure she's gonna laugh.
you go, you keep working.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I mean, you know, just to hear those little tidbits, like, you know, I don't think you get that anywhere else unless you're talking to someone from the show. So I feel very privileged right now talking.
Oh gosh, thanks. I so appreciate you guys loving the show and watching it. I mean, that's the whole reason we got to do it for 9 years.
Absolutely.
You should see the Facebook group. There's like almost 40,000 people.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now we didn't start the group. We were not taking credit for
but that's
it.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like 100 posts a day. I mean, it's awesome.
Well, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I'll look for it.
Absolutely. So we're to the part of the show where we like to do a rating and review of the episode of the, you know, the episode we just watched. IMDb had 308 user ratings at a score of 7.6 out of 10 stars. Ratings from our Facebook poll. So we always post a Facebook poll in that group we were just talking about. We didn't get the most ratings, but we got 28, you know, respectable 28, and it was a 3.8 out of 5 stars. So it actually equated.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so it actually equated to 7.6.
Right, that's about, yeah.
So it's about the same. Yeah, which is crazy. We always let our guests go first. If you could rate this episode out of a 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, please do so and let us know why. Let us know why you thought that.
Because I love the Arthur storyline so much. I just thought that was brilliant. And and the way Rob set up that shot, all of a sudden you see the big line and then you see him coming around in the chair. It's an 8.5 for me.
8.5, very respectable score.
I really like this one.
Very respectable score. Absolutely. Cool.
And that would be devoid of me being in it at all. It's based on the wheelchair thing because I thought it was funny.
We had Alex Scooby on and he gave his, he didn't even hesitate. He gave his a 10.
I'm sure he did. Well. Yeah. You can't blame him.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Awesome. So an 8.5. That's great. Dusty, how about you, bud?
You know me. Every time Jerry Stiller's on, and in an episode of King of Queens, it's going to get above an 8. But
Hmm.
after hearing what Peggy told us about all the insights about the episode, all that, I'm going to have to give this a 9.2.
Wow.
I'm definitely getting above a 9 because, I mean, with the insights that you gave us, they were awesome. And
thank
like
you.
you said, the Jerry Stiller scenes, it's that made that episode. And then
Yeah.
of course the ice cream cone, not knowing if it was actual a guy
Hmm.
was hilarious. Like every time Danny would remind Spence, that's a dude under there.
Exactly.
There.
And he gets the dude. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, 9.2 for this episode. Definitely.
Sweet.
Especially it being later season 2. I mean, it's a season 8.
Right. Toward the end.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm definitely giving this above a 9.
That's great.
Nice.
That comes to me. I'm putting myself on the spot. I thought I was ready for this, but again, knowing all those insights, it really does change the way you look at it.
It really does.
Just knowing the horror, or I don't want to say the horror, but the pain you had to go through with the suit, trying it on with the fumes and barely able to move, that's got to be worth something in my book.
That's a point. Come on.
Yeah, that's a whole point right there. So I was gonna go 8.3. So I'm gonna go one tick above of Dusty. I'm gonna do 9.3.
Woo!
9.3.
Oh.
So it's one of it's up there
Sweet.
now. And again, that really bumped up the score from all that great great info you provided with us.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, I thought of another one at the end when
Oh,
Spence
okay.
goes in to kiss her.
Yeah.
It from where I was looking through like a little bit of mesh, it looks so funny just to see him coming in, his eyes closed and his mouth puckered. And I said to Rob, this is really funny. I don't know if you want to do like a POV shot sometimes through the cone or whatever. And he thought about it. And then he thought, yeah, but it's her point of view and we've never really met her. So I guess not.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, from where I was, that was ridiculous. Just seeing him coming in like that.
That's funny.
Very funny.
That is funny. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Well, we're kind of near the end, Peggy.
Okay.
Unless you have anything else, I don't want to keep you too long. Zoom was very nice to us and actually went over our 40-minute limit. And they said, here's a gift that popped up, awesome. And I didn't want to interrupt your story.
Well, maybe we don't want to press our luck.
Yeah, exactly. It was fate.
Yeah.
Is there anything you would like to plug?
Just the show that I worked on. I have a friend named Donna who has a disability, and she still dances. She uses a walker or wheelchair, and she's found other ways to dance. And that's the show that I did. And if some of your friends could check it out, I'd love it. We tried to keep it very lighthearted, because that's her attitude in life.
That's great.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't sometimes help the things that happen to you, but you can help how you react to them.
Yep.
So, and I always figure if you can make people laugh at things, they'll feel along with you.
And that's Donna on the Go, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. And where can people check that out?
Oh, we have a YouTube channel and we have a website. So the episodes are housed in both places.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Yeah. We did one where she has a runaway wheelchair. A friend forgets to pick her up and he forgets to put the brake on and the wheelchair takes off.
Oh no.
And it was a friend of mine who's a stunt coordinator set everything up for us. Donna was never in harm's way. But it's very funny. It's about she will do anything she has to do to get where she's going to go.
Oh, that's great. And
it's not going to stop you. And that's the point of it. And then she did one where she fought off 12 ninjas from her wheelchair.
Oh, cool.
Without ever leaving.
That's really cool. I like
There's a dance one. There's different ones. There's some that are a little more poignant than others, but overall we're trying to keep it light and funny.
That sounds great. I'm going to have to check it out. And then
please,
please,
please do.
Please, everyone listening, check it out. Donna on the Go. All right. Well, I'm gonna, Dusty, unless you have anything else, I think we're gonna put a little bow on this and wrap it up.
Yep. Stick a fork in us. We're done.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that everything is good to go. So Peggy, thank you very, very much.
Well, thank you guys so much. I'm so sorry it took so long to get on there.
No, please.
No,
we appreciate your time.
Yes.
We know you're very busy, and it just it was our pleasure to welcome you on.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. And everyone check out Donna on the Go. And now and watch King of Queens. You're gonna watch it a little differently now that we know
Right.
Miss O'Rourke is behind the scenes.
Yes.
So all right. Well, thank you very much, and have a great night, Peggy.
Thank you guys so much. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.